That's Norma's TV show. With Norma Mulbranch, where facts of life are exposed. Debates include politics, education, mental health, religion, and social. That's Norma's TV show.
Chers amis téléspectateurs, bonsoir et bienvenue sur le programme préféré That's Norma's TV Show. Et c'est toujours un plaisir pour moi avec nous chaque samedi. Et moi dis nous merci d'être que nous toujours là, nous toujours supporter show, nous toujours cherchons, nous disons merci. Et nous disons bon Dieu merci, c'est un privilège pour moi chita là avec vous aujourd'hui parce que dans ce semaine nous pas de bon même, quand nous pas de bon, nous t'es malade, mais aujourd'hui nous dit font lever quand même parce que nous avons rendez-vous avec nous et je ne pas rater rendez-vous ça et c'est ça fait que je suis là aujourd'hui. No matter what, that's my duty, that's my job. We have a plan. We're supposed to get together every Saturday and I'm here. Let's bow our head and pray God and invite God and thank God for life. Seigneur, nous bénissons, nous disons merci. Nous adorons. Oh, papa, sous paté là, qui côté nous taille. Merci pour la vie, merci pour santé, merci pour chaque grand monde qui a regardé le programme, ça, Seigneur Dieu vivant. Nous demandons visiter yo, toucher yo, visiter côté yo et Seigneur. Si il y a un monde qui est malade, qui a besoin de guérison, bah nous toucher, guérir, Seigneur, papa. Alléluia, souffler sur yo, yo compter sur, béni famille yo, béni petite yo, béni mari yo, béni famille yo, béni maman yo, Seigneur Dieu vivant, parce que yo compter sur c'est au seul yo gagne Seigneur. Et me dis merci personnellement d'être que m'ka vivre toujours m'ka dire Ebenezer, l'Éternel m'a secouru. Me dis merci Seigneur d'être que fait grâce. Moi ka vinn chita là dans studio Gospamac pour me faire programme non parce que gen pile monde nous connaît qui compter sur nous et captain nous pour distraire. Seigneur reste chaud à nos mains et nous disons merci pour inviter nous qui arriver en bien et n'a pris une pause et à tout de suite.
Un jour, je me remarqué que je me toussé en pile. Et je me fatigué en pile tout. Alors que je me suis allé docteur et je dit ou bien TB.
Je ne suis pas capable de prendre maladie TB.
Si je servais avec un couteau, une fourchette,
je suis dans la figure une seule fois parce que je suis dans le quartier Cadet.
Bon, je suis testé. Le résultat était positif. Je suis peur en pile. Parce que je pense que moi-même, tout, je suis tombé à l'hôpital, je suis couché à l'hôpital.
Dans le passé, je me connais que je suis TB.
Qui ça veut dire que j'ai maladie TB?
Yo moun nan travail moi en TB.
C'était même difficile pour me respirer.
Là, yo te dit que j'ai TB, moi pas connais. Moi te peur en pile. Moi te parle avec docteur, parle avec infirmière, avec conseiller. Yo te bam yon ti lumière sur ça. Yo te expliquer qui différence qui entre les infectés et les maladie.
Tuberculose, en général, il y aurait le TB, retourner un gros problème santé. Il est contagieux, il a fait gros dommages dans le corps et si vous ne pas traiter, il a tué. Mais il faut que vous connaissiez, il a empêché, traiter et puis guérir. Pour protéger tête contre TB, vous devez connaître toute bagaille sur lui. Aïe, moi je suis Faustin Beaurevert. En 10 à 15 millions de personnes qui vivent aux États-Unis infectés avec tuberculose et environ 10% d'entre eux qui viennent développer maladie. Pour comprendre cette tuberculose, il est très important pour faire différence entre infection TB et puis maladie TB. Moun qui gen infection tuberculose pas ka contaminer yo et yo pas malade. Moun qui gen maladie tuberculose active la sou yo malade et yo ka contaminer l'autre moun. Et si yo pas traité yo ka vin malade en pile. Mot tuberculose la seulement si men la perez dans mi-temps peuple là, fait moun poser en pile question et créer la troublai presque tout côté.
Qui ont fait qu'on a une tuberculose?
Qui moun qui doit tester?
Tellement entendu parler de maladie ça, m'pas konn ça lié tout bon. Mais chaque fois mon estene ne bis la m'pè.
Est-ce qu'on connaît yon moun nan office nan attraper maladie a? Moi pas même connaît maladie a te existe.
Yo joine que TBA te existé depuis nan tan longtemps. Quelques années de ça, il était numéro 1 dans maladie qui t'a tué grand monde dans les États-Unis. Celles âmes qui étaient qu'à combattre li, c'était respirer l'air, soleil, ak reste couché dans cabane pendant longtemps. Mais avec tout nouveau médicament ça yo, semblait que yo te rivé gen contrôle de li. TB gen les retourner à toute force li. Et si wap li gros li dans journal yo, ou ka vin craponner en pile. Chaque jour, employé dans le département de la santé a bay moun conseil. Yo bay test POA pour yo ka wè sou infecté ak TBA et puis tout yo là pour répondre question tant que comment ka attraper TB.
C'est microbe qui propage dans l'air qui la cause maladie TBA. Microbe ça arrêté dans l'air, les yon moun qui gen TB toussé, parler ou bien éteigner. Si ou passe en pile tant que moun ça, ou ka respirer microbe là et ou ka vin infecté ak TB. En pile moun qui attrape infection en prend les yo gen contact près ak yon moun nan famille yo, yon zami ou bien yon employé côté ap travail là qui gen maladie active sou li.
Marie? Oui, t'as un petit moment. Marie, téléphone c'est pour oui, c'est Jacques, il dit c'est avec ou même il veut parler.
OK. Les ou même dans social club dans l'église là te gen TB, nous tous t'es obligés à le tester. Moi-même, moi t'es allé dans le département de la santé, moi t'ai pris un test pour TB. Les résultats étaient positifs, m'étais peur en pile. Nous connaissons besoin de plus de médicaments. Eh bien, OK. Est-ce que nous pouvons passer plus tard après le travail? Eh bien, OK. N'a plus tard. Bye bye.
Médicaments? Marie sort gagné. Ou OK? Pour qui ça plus médicaments? Parlez non, dis-moi non.
OK, pas mal.
Test pour Marie fait a positif. Ça veut dire qu'elle était infectée avec TBA. Il était pensé qu'elle était attrapé infection parce qu'elle était servie avec fourchette, couteau ou bien maquillage en milieu. Nous pas doué pourquoi tout bagay ça yo. C'est blague.
Nous pas capable prendre tuberculose parce que on monde qui chita bon côté nous dans restaurant ou bien dans bus font ti tousser. Ni tout ou pas capable prendre ni sous bouche toilette, dans assiette, couteau, fourchette, drap ou sinon rad. Mes amis, tuberculose là propagé dans lait.
Marie t'est passé en pile temps avec yon zamil qui était contaminé. Li te vin infecté, li te respiré microbe TBA. Li très important pour comprendre qui ça infection avec TBA yé.
People with TB infection.
Moun qui gen infection TB attrape microbe là dans l'air. Il tout rentre dans corps yo. Qui donc microbe ça yo pas actif, c'est tant que yo t'a dormi. Les microbes là fin rentre dans corps. Défense qui contrôle le corps là, créer une muraille tout autour, même gens avec les croûte couvrir un blessé. Microbe ça yo arrêté vivant en dans muraille ça, mais yo pas actif. Mais tout, pendant microbe là pas actif là, il pas dommager et il pas fort malade. C'est ça yo relé infection tibia. Moun qui gen infection tibia seulement, pas kasi maye microbe là ba l'autre monde.
L'aime te fait rencontrer Marie, il était prêt pour lui avec famille. Moi fait connaît les yon moun fait test POA et résultat positif, ça pas veut dire que ou gen maladie ou seulement gen infection. Ou besoin médicaments pour empêcher de développer la caillou ou c'est un traitement préventif. Kounya, Marie vient dans clinique là une fois par mois pour venir checker avec prend médicament. L'aime te ouais qu'il pas venir dans rendez-vous, moi te connais te gen un problème parce qu'il était doit venir chercher médicament li yo.
Connaissez devoir tout.
Égal non, c'est-à-dire que nous-mêmes c'est-à-dire n'a toujours aidé. OK, est-ce que tout bagage OK avec
tout bagage en forme. M'te allé docteur dit quoi ça que m'pas gen aucune mauvaise réaction à médicament, moi santé tout bagage marche très bien.
Moun qui gen infection TBA gen plus chance pour venir développer maladie. C'est pour ça Marie a suivre traitement préventif là pour empêcher maladie à développer dans col. Département de la santé fait tout le monde connaît que tout bagay a prêté en secret et parce qu'elle recevoir service yo, ça pas gêner s'il poko légal.
Ok, merci Jacques.
Ok?
Ok, nan m'a proche.
Ok, nan mwa proche.
Je prends le traitement préventif là pour 6 mois. Comme ça, je connais ma boquet. Tout autant je prends médicaments, je docteur a dit non. Ma prétend santé et je pas prendre maladie tuberculose là.
Si moun pas suivre traitement préventif là et que système défense yo vin faible, y a vin développer maladie TBA. Mais qui sa maladie tuberculose là yé?
Maladie TB développée, le système de défense qu'on gagne encore, pas qu'à kembe microbe qui derrière muraille là qu'elle te créé tout autour. Microbe TB yo a crasé muraille là pour yo sortir. Yo va commencer à multiplier, ça ka la cause dommage fait dans poumon à toute l'autre partie qui nan corps. Maladie TB a vinn for malade en pile et sous pas traiter li ka tou yo.
That's Norma's TV show. With Norma Mulbranch, where facts of life are exposed. Debates include politics, education, mental health, religion, and social. That's Norma's TV show.
Si parti ça, nous sommes regardés sur tuberculosis, nous pensons que c'est nécessaire pour nous porter une partie médicale pour et on connaît que That's Norma's TV show, we covered everything, health, documentary, we covered education, everything that there is to be in the community or in your life. We're not gonna stay long and talk about other things. I have a young man in the studio, and when I said a young man, is was born here, but his parents were Haitians. He was raised by his father, his late father, Evans Cadet, and his mom, Sudna Leonor Cadet. And he grew up in Elmont. And he has been involved in a lot of things in the community. And what amazed me is the discipline that he has. He does not get involved with things that he knows will affect his health. Why? Because he's an athlete. And he's very good in lacrosse. So I'm gonna introduce him and welcome him in the studio of Guspa Mac on That's Norma's TV show. And we are speaking about Stephen Cadet.
Hello,
Hi Stephen, how are you?
How you doing? I'm good.
Good. So it's nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So how's everything going on with you?
Everything's going well. You know, just got drafted to play professional lacrosse. Was spearheading a youth organization within the community just to give back and put lacrosse sticks in some of these young kids' hands before they enter high school. So you know, things have been going pretty well for me.
So that's good. You must love lacrosse a lot because you've been playing lacrosse since you were a little boy.
Yes.
And you stick by it. So most young men, they start a game or they start something that they like. It could be volleyball, football, but you choose lacrosse.
Yes.
And lacrosse is not a game I see too many people play. So why you choose that?
You know, it's funny. I actually feel like lacrosse chose me. You know, I started off playing soccer as a kid. I was pretty good at that, and I liked it. Then I wanted to try out football. Football was pretty fun. And you know, my parents really encouraged trying every sport out. You know, until finding something that sticks with you. And for a while, football did stick with me, but I was somebody that liked to stay active all throughout the year, all throughout the school year. I didn't really take a semester off when it came to sports. So in the spring semester, I was playing baseball. And I was a decent outfielder, but I never really got around to being as fond of the sport as I was with something a little more physical like football. So it was actually the baseball coach, Mr. Gates, shout out to Mr. Gates, who told me, you know, maybe you should consider playing lacrosse. And at that time, I knew nothing about the sport. But then I came into contact with Mr. Watson, who was the JV lacrosse coach at the time at Memorial High School. And immediately I fell in love with the sport. It was something that was geared a lot towards hand-eye coordination and some of the skill sets that I already built up playing football and soccer, whether it was agility, endurance, stamina. And it was a good transition for me. So I just kept with it. Throughout the years, I progressed, I got better and better. And by the end of my junior year, I started to receive scholarship offers. And one thing led to another. And, you know, lacrosse always gave me a lot of great opportunities. And it was something that I learned to appreciate more and more over time. And as I kept immersing myself in the culture of lacrosse, you know, I started getting rewarded in many different ways, whether it was through community, you know, supporting back into me and supporting me, getting a scholarship, you know, being selected to the Haiti national team. You know, it just seemed like every time that I really put the time and effort and dedication into lacrosse, I was rewarded for it.
Oh, wasn't it a time that you were supposed to go to Haiti?
Yes.
And play lacrosse there or teach the kids over there?
Yeah, so after the FIL, Federation of International Lacrosse, accepted Haiti into the International Lacrosse Committee, I had plans after being selected to the team to go to Haiti to go, you know, teach some of the kids the sport of lacrosse. There's a couple of lacrosse club teams in Haiti that actually play some friendly pickup games. So I wanted to go there, show my support for them, let them know that they had some representation within America that cared about their vision and what they were trying to do in Haiti for the sport of lacrosse. And, you know, there was just a lot of different things that came up, you know, as we know, within the country of Haiti, that prevented me to go, you know. But I'm looking forward to doing that in the future. I hope to do that in the future.
Wow. But why you chose Haiti to go help the kids in Haiti?
Because I'm a kid, I'm a Haitian kid, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in a Haitian household. I have Haitian roots, you know. I'm a Haitian American, you know, first generation, you know, in America. So I have a lot of pride and feel a sense of importance and duty to give back to the people in the culture of Haiti. And on top of that, to show them how beautiful of a sport lacrosse is. They call it the creator's game, you know, and Haitians are God's people. And I definitely feel like there's some synergy there, and there's some misrepresentation between Haiti and lacrosse. And I would love to be a part of, you know, the grassroots and the upstart of lacrosse within the country of Haiti.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. But how did you handle between lacrosse and your schooling?
Ironically, it actually helped because, you know, when you're on scholarship, you have a certain GPA that you have to maintain. And so that just adds a level of accountability towards, you know, whatever you're doing within your academic world, because if you don't have a certain GPA, then you won't be able to play or maintain your scholarship. And, you know, I came from humble beginnings. I mean, a scholarship was probably the best opportunity I had to go to, you know, an expensive university.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that was enough incentive right there. And then also, you know, I just wanted to make sure that I stuck it out, and I knew that there were people that looked up to me, whether it was my nephews or my cousins or, you know, younger athletes coming up from the community that saw me get a scholarship. You know, all those things made me feel a heightened sense of responsibility to stick it out, and me just being a competitor too. You know, I didn't want to let my teammates down, my coaches down, you know, my community down, the university that embraced me and all the supporters within that student body, you know, and the faculty and staff. So, you know, just taking the onus and the responsibility of people that believe in you and taking that and, you know, turning it into something, you know, motivational, I guess.
Yeah, I know being an athlete, it's not easy because you have to maintain a certain lifestyle.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have friends and they love to hang out. They love to hang out with girls. So how do you handle that?
Well, you know, I think that's one of the beauty of being a college athlete. It kind of gives you that foundation from then, you know, whether it is certain rules like a 48-hour rule where they encourage you or discourage you to engage in any extracurricular activities, both physically or extra, like as far as liquor, you know, or anything like that. And so that's...
You don't drink, right?
No, I don't drink. Yeah, I stopped actually drinking my 21st birthday, which is pretty funny if people start that. And that was really just about me just trying to be the best athlete I could possibly be, just trying to, like I said, I'm a competitor at heart. My parents raised me to be a competitor, and I grew up in a competitive environment, you know, whether it was my sisters who were athletes as well, or just my neighborhood friends who were also all great athletes. You know, there was a sense of me trying to always find leverage into what I was doing when it came to athletics, you know, within the parameter of the rules. So if one teammate or one person that I was competing against was running 9 sprints, I was figuring out ways to run 10. And if one teammate I knew maybe engaged in something that slowed him down, maybe athletically, then I would make sure it's something that I didn't do at all, because I had to compensate for the fact that I started lacrosse at a late time period as opposed to football or soccer. You know, most kids in the Long Island area, you know, where lacrosse is a powerhouse, start playing lacrosse at like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The youth organization that I'm running, I'm putting sticks in these kids' hands from 7 years old. I didn't start playing lacrosse until I was about 13, 14.
Wow.
You know, so I had to do things to overcompensate for my lack of experience. And that was how I was able to close the gap.
Did you just say you're running a youth organization?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so what's the age range?
So it's more so about a grade range, more so than an age range. We do try to do it from grades 1 through 6 in elementary school. And that really is about making sure I get lacrosse sticks into the hands of these young children and prepare them and expose them earlier on to the sport of lacrosse before they even enter the high school realm from Sewanaka or Alma.
Wow, that's a big responsibility.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Wow.
I don't, it is, but I don't think of it like that. I think of it as a necessity for the community, and I also think of it as something that is like I'm supposed to do, because the reality is there were older gentlemen and athletes that had a hand in my growth and development as well, you know, whether it was staying with me at the end of practices or coming with me on the field on the days off to work on our game. I definitely had, you know, older people that I looked up to, and whether it was football, lacrosse, track, even when I was playing baseball for that one, no matter what it was, I definitely had people from the community that aided in my growth and development. So I feel like the responsibility now falls back on me now that I'm in this place to then go and pay it forward back to some young kid coming up trying to do the same thing.
Wow, I watched one of your videos with those kids, and you look so happy being with them and playing with them. That's wonderful. So we're gonna take a short break, and then when we come back, we'll come back with, I know you have a lot in your hands. You have other stuff that you want to talk about. I know you are a young entrepreneur, you have business, so we have to talk about the business. So let's take a break, and then we'll be right back. Yes, we are back. That was Karine Gantier-Fabien, na Délivrance. Nous dit le compliment, c'est réellement une belle chanson, un bel morceau. Et nous souhaitons que vous enjoy it. And let me remind you, we are speaking with an international athlete, Stevens Cadet. He's right here in the studio of Gospel Mac, Norma Malbranche. Okay? So we are back. We're going to talk a little bit about lacrosse. I know most of you probably don't know what lacrosse is all about, but I'm pretty sure he's going to tell you what it is about, and then you can also Google it and then see how to play it, because I didn't know anything about lacrosse until I met him a few years ago. I should say I know him much longer than that. So that's how I know about lacrosse, through him. So it's really a nice game. You'll have to look at it to understand it. It took me a while to understand it. My next question for Stevens is, I believe that earlier you said that you got drafted number 16 overall to play in the National Lacrosse Association by the Harlem Wayne Lacrosse Club. I'm sorry. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, well, I think it was really just how do I say, a dream come true in a sense, because it's like, you know, you've been playing for so long, dedicating all this time, energy, and effort towards something, and you know, you make it to college, that's cool, but that, at least for me, I felt like there was much more that I had to give to the sport, not only as an educator, or as an ambassador, but also as an athlete. You know, I felt like, because also that I started late, I feel like I was just starting to hit my stride as far as my caliber of play, you know, and just my IQ of the game, and the game slowing down for me. So I think it was pretty, you know, ironic. I don't really believe in irony, but the synchronicity of it all, the fact that 16 years into me playing lacrosse, I get drafted 16 overall by the Harlem Reign of New York, where, you know, I started it all. I mean, besides saying I'm blessed, I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm glad that I could be able to represent Elmont, New York, Long Island Lacrosse, Genesee Cougars, the University of DC, and show that somebody from this town, from this neighborhood, somebody, a black man, a Haitian black man, could come.
You can say that.
You know
Again, Haitian black man.
A Haitian black man could enter a sport like lacrosse and excel, you know, and make it to the highest level. And, you know, that's something that I definitely am grateful for the opportunity to be able to do.
That's wonderful. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, thank you.
And I'm pretty sure that your mom, your siblings, they are all proud of you.
Yeah.
And you are proud of yourself also. So I know there was something on Fox that you make an appearance, or were you a player? Can you explain that?
So you're talking about Domino Masters. Domino Masters was a show that I was on this year as a contestant. So I was there as a contestant. It's like a competition sort of based show for Rube Goldberg, chain reaction, and domino building. So essentially what we were doing, we're building elaborate designs based off a storyboard that was created within each team for a specific theme or challenge. There was a theme and challenge actually each week. So I was a part of a team called Triathletes, which is ironic because I was there as a lacrosse player / robotics, artificial intelligence, nanotechnology enthusiast. So literally I was on the show on Fox on national television building robots and elaborate Rube Goldberg and chain reaction designs with dominoes and household supplies.
Wow.
Yeah.
All over. Wow. When do you have time?
I feel like I guess my sleep suffers a little bit. You know, something has to suffer, you know.
I ask you that because you also love to travel.
Yes,
You're always traveling.
Yeah, I have a goal, a pretty ambitious goal to see like every major city in the world. And, you know, there's just so much beautiful places, beautiful people out there to see. And the world is a very vast place. And I'm somebody that likes to try to immerse myself in different cultures, get a little taste of cultural diversity from many different walks of life, and, you know, try to expand my perspective on reality.
Out of all the places that you have been, which one you love the most?
Ah, man, that's tough. I mean, I wish I could say Haiti, but I was too young to really recollect that experience. So I would have to honestly say it was Hawaii. I went to Hawaii for a lacrosse tournament in 2019. It was actually the Hawaii national team lacrosse tournament. And that experience was surreal. One, because I got to go there for lacrosse. And two, because I had my videographer there with me. So I got to be able to capture all the beautiful scenery, the whole game in its entirety, the ceremony, the opening and closing ceremony, you know, sightseeing, and then just being in Hawaii. I mean, it's such a beautiful, majestic place. It's breathtaking. It's from the mountain views to the beaches, the ocean. You know, I can't go off listing. I mean, I was swimming with dolphins, like, and seals in the ocean. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not talking.
I see you do some crazy things.
Yeah. One thing about me, if I go to a place, I'm going to do whatever that place offers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna go to Hawaii and not experience the Hawaii wildlife or the water or just walking around. Like, I'm going to get the totality of the experience of the place that I visit.
Wow. Well, you're still young. You have a lot more places to go.
Yeah.
Enjoy your life.
As they say, c'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
But I don't see if you're ready to have a family or something with all this busyness in your life.
I mean, the idea of a family is good, you know. I feel like doing all of these things would be only more, you know, how would you say? I would cherish it probably a little more if I had a family to cherish it with. However, I do still, you know, enjoy the crap out of this life.
But you know what? The people used to say that jouir la vie pendant capable, pendant jeune. On connaît pas les créoles.
Oui.
Pendant jeune. So, parce que l'on vient créer une famille, qu'on y a, ou capable de faire encore. Mais c'est pas vrai du tout. On va prendre comme ça moi-même, même l'on créer une famille, ou still qu'à continuer la vie avec la famille.
Oui. But to an extent, and I'm going to respond in English, excuse me. But to an extent, I feel like naturally there's a sacrifice that has to be made. So no matter what, you're not going to be able to do the things at the same capacity. And I could be wrong, I don't know, but I don't know if I'd be able to do everything at the same capacity, knowing the type of husband and father I'd want to be. You know? So I feel like that's part of the reason why I go extra hard now, because I know I have the freedom and luxury to do so.
Right. Of course not. It's not going to be the same once you have a wife, kids. It's going to be different, but it doesn't stop you to go to other places and go on vacation.
No, of course.
Okay? Because
definitely.
I know since you were a little boy, you always go on vacation. This is why you love to travel. Anyway, I don't know if you want to add anything else about lacrosse, but we can move on to the next level, which is your business.
Yes.
Okay. So, do you want to add something, or should we?
Yeah, so my business is Architect Industries. It's an artificial intelligence, robotics, nanotechnology company, which is essentially, you could say, STEM technology and engineering mostly. And really, the current focus right now is building a virtual metaspace. I'm seeing Web3 and all developments that are being made there. And although we have some ambitious goals for consumer technology and consumer electronics, currently we're not there yet. And also I don't feel like the world is there yet. We have a lot of chip shortages and a lot of different technological roadblocks that are there where, you know, it's hard for a startup company to penetrate in these different type of industries. But virtual reality and Web3, I feel like, present a very particular and great opportunity for Architect Industries, because it gives us the ability to create an ecosystem and environment to which reflects and mirrors the way in which we envision the world could be someday if we execute on all of our goals. So I definitely feel like it's something that is important, talking about Web3, talking about the next iteration of blockchain technology. It's definitely something that's needed. We see reports of the San Francisco police being able to now authorize lethal force with robots. So, the ways in which the space is advancing is things that could impact society in multi different ways. And I feel compelled to have a footing in that space to make sure that we have representation and someone that is thinking for multiple different walks of life and how the ways that these decisions and these parameters and machine learning protocols could impact us on a global scale.
Wow, Stephen. I don't know. What made you get involved into these things?
So I always had...
That takes a lot of energy.
Yeah, well, it's funny, like, to me it doesn't. It takes more energy for me to ignore it than it does for me to go into it.
Wow,
yeah.
You're different.
Well, I don't know, I guess my mind's eye was always keen to certain type of things. I would just always see certain things in life a certain way. I was always into History Channel, Discovery Channel, and consumer electronics as a kid. I convinced my dad to get AOL dial-up when I was a child. During the 7-step process. In step 4, you had to listen to phone calls with somebody else on the house line. And I was just always fascinated with technology from then. And I knew this was always my end goal, but that was the thing. It was an end goal. It wasn't something that I ever thought that I would begin now, in the midst of me, chasing still these aspirations that I have as an athlete or just being a young man, still getting my footing in this world. So, but, many different life events happened to me that made me feel like, why wait? Why wait to focus on the future of tomorrow today? You know what I'm saying? So that was really the focus on what made me immerse myself fully and had dived into the world of artificial intelligence and nanotechnology and robotics because, in my humble opinion, I feel like these industries are going to be the catalyst for the things that alter every other industry that we have in the world.
Wow, yeah. You make my head spin.
Yeah, sorry if I threw you for a doozy there.
But that's okay, I'm learning.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think it's a gift. I think you are gifted. That's a special gift that God has put in you, whereas nobody else has it. And it will take someone with a good understanding to understand you, because to understand your language. And it's amazing. How far you want to go with this?
Well, the long, ambitious goal is to turn...
As long as you leap?
Yeah, beyond that. The things that I do, I wanted to live long be after my time on this earth. I want to make sure that I leave a positive impact.
Say that again.
I said the things that I do, I want to remain long after I am on this earth.
Okay.
And in this plane of existence.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope and pray that God gave you a son to get all this gift that you have, so it never dies.
Yeah.
It will continue from generation to generation. It's really amazing to see a young man like you concentrating into these things, and it seems like you enjoy it.
Yeah, it gives me life, and I'm somebody that tries to stay in tune with my culture, and with all different walks of life. And as I do, I don't see many people my age that keep this on the forefront of their mind or their train of thought. And that alone keeps me compelled enough to want to do this, because it is my age range and, below that is going to be most impacted by this. You know what I'm saying? 15, 20 years from now, we're going to see an infrastructure that looks completely different from the one that exists today. And we have to prepare ourselves for that reality. We have to prepare ourselves for that shift. And you just look at the many advancements that's occurred in the last 10 years or the last 20 within my lifetime. It's been monumental. And nobody knows where the next 20 years will be. But you could start to see some of the hints to some of the ways in which the infrastructure will start to be molded and the technologies that start to emerge. And my mindset is, you know, better to get ahead of it than to play catch up.
Wow. I wish all young people like you would see things like that. When you're looking at social media, you see a lot of young people wasting their time doing silly things, or they're always on social media cursing or doing things that's not even educational. So to me, it's a waste of time. If every young man has the same thought and use their brain and put it towards something that can help other people. So what kind of advice would you give the young people, especially the Haitians?
So first and foremost, I feel like we all do have original thought, and we should encourage individuality. And, you know, we were all kids at one point, and the fact that the only unfortunate thing I see about social media actually is the fact that maybe some children are getting exposed to certain realities of the world, maybe earlier than they should. But outside of that, I mean, there's a lot of positives from social media too, whether it's the interconnectivity globally, the ability to create brands and market whatever you're doing to a larger base or to a larger audience outside of maybe your physical reach. So there's social media really is what you make it. You know, you control who you follow, you control the content input that you receive and the ways in which what you download. So I feel like, you know, it's really
I agree, but some people are weak.
Well, I think the issue is that some people are easily manipulated, mentally manipulated, especially as you're young, because you haven't built up that fortitude yet or that natural barrier as you're still trying to figure out yourself, to try to figure out what's for me and what's not for me, and what aligns with me and what doesn't align with me. And I feel like for the young, you know, people and children out there, that it is it is crucial and critical, and the earlier that a child could find out what's for them, what's not for them, what aligns with them, what doesn't align with them, then I feel like it won't matter what type of environment or situation they'll find themselves in, because they will always know to stay in alignment with who they are and their better self, and they'll have better judgment to be able to pull themselves out of whatever situation that may be. But, you know, it's all about applying yourself, you know, just like how I spoke about earlier when it came to lacrosse. You know, it was really more so about applying myself and doing that work when nobody was looking, or seeing the things in which people were doing that were excelling, you know, in the sport, and taking some of that, you know, because they say imitation is flattery, you know. So just finding some of those key components and incorporating it into my own daily life. But I definitely feel like we don't need no more of me in the world. We need more individuals who are passionate about what they're doing and go full steam ahead at that, because that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? But you don't necessarily have to be into lacrosse or artificial intelligence or nanotechnology or robotics, or come from New York, you know, or have the same origin that I did, because that would only mean that we're now put in a box to where there's no new innovation or no new ideas, because the reality is I pull inspiration too from other people, you know, so it's definitely a balance. Yeah.
I think we have 7 minutes and 46 seconds left.
Okay.
So what else would you like to add about Steven's Cadet?
It's funny because, you know, we talk about children and the ways in which they're impacted by social media, but I don't think we speak about enough about the ways in which they're impacted also by brands and marketing campaigns, and also the things that are being poured into their psyche from a young age, you know. And there's been a lot of backlash on individuals and things that they do as an individual, but the reality is brands are much larger than an individual. They have a wider reach and they have a bigger global footprint. So I say that to say that doesn't mean that we should absolve any one individual of any of their actions, but if we are going to place a certain precedent on an individual, then that onus must also be on the brands and corporations to make sure that they are also adhering to those same principles and precedents that are being set. In fact, they should be doing it to tenfold as compared to an individual, because going back to what we talk about just with my own personal life about me wanting to do things long after I made, well, if you look at the business structure of a corporation, if any one person dies within that corporation, guess what? The corporation still exists.
Yes.
So this is why it is even more imperative to make sure that these brands and these corporations have some accountability for what they're marketing to our children, how they're using our children, and how we are letting our children be exploited in the name of capitalism, marketing, clickbait, or just things that should be absolved from any innocent person that's living on this earth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well said. So, Steven, when are you going to put a brand out? Sneakers, say Steven Cadet.
Well, for now, no brand yet, because like you said, I wear many different hats. You know, maybe someday if the right opportunity comes, then, you know, I'll create a brand. But for now, you could go on NLApro.com and you could go get some apparel for Cadet 21, which is my jersey, and, you know, some sports tees. You could use promo code SC21 for 10% off. SC21 for 10% off for all apparel for the National Lacrosse Association Harlem Reign with my name and my jersey number on it.
Wow.
So that's some apparel you want to support, by all means, you know, appreciate it.
Say it again.
SC21 for 10% off on all apparel for the National Lacrosse Association.
Making sure that they hear it.
Yes.
They write it down
so
they can check you out. So what's there in the future for you?
Well, you know,
what are your future plans?
Future plans, well, in the immediate future, I would say getting ready for my first official season as a professional lacrosse player. We start training camp in the middle of January in North Carolina. So that's my most immediate thing. I'm training for that, making sure that I'm
So you're going to be out of town again?
I'm going to be out of town again. You know, the life. It's the life.
Wow.
You know,
and I think you'll love it too.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
you
so
know, I'm going for good reasons.
Why good reasons?
Yeah.
It's like that. I'm sure your mommy don't like that.
She'll be all right. She'll be all right.
She loves to have you.
Yeah, she loves to have me around. I spoil her, but she'll be all right. You know, she knows it's for a good cause, and, you know, it's something I've been working for a long time, and, you know, it's time to, you know, do what I got to do.
So that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm so happy to see you.
Yes, and thank you for having me.
So happy that you are on the show.
Thank you.
You know you are my favorite guy. And I am really very, very proud of you.
Thank you very much.
So, is there anything you want to say to the to the youth?
So, well, to the youth, to the world, follow me on youtube.com/StevensCadet, twitter.com, handle the Black Tesla, Instagram.
That's the Instagram.
Instagram. No, that's the Black Tesla is Twitter. My Instagram is stevens.cadet. And, you know, be on the lookout for the Harlem Rain. We have our first game of the season, July 8th. I will post the location and all that stuff, all that jazz on all 3 of those platforms that I mentioned to you. Protect our children. And, you know, let's spread more peace and love. You know, there's enough hate and negativity in the world. Let's spread more positivity. Let's spread more love, more unity. You know, there's a lot of forces out there that try to divide us, but united we stand, divided we fall.
Okay. One last thing.
Belle soir de Jésus pour tout le monde en Haïti.
Béni soit?
Béni soit.
Okay.
Oui. Sorry if I butchered that a little bit.
Ou pour un message pour Haïti?
Oui, un message pour Haïti.
Que bon Dieu bénisse dans cette situation.
Oui.
Situation passée.
D'accord.
Yeah, c'est ça que je le mot là.
Oui.
Il soit dit avec la jeunesse en Haïti.
Oui. Ah, man.
What would you like to say to the Haitian youth in Haiti?
Don't give up. Qui j'en peux dire ça en créole?
Tout le monde en Haïti parle anglais. You
Oh,
can say it in
okay.
English.
Okay, so don't give up. Don't be swayed by whatever is going on in politics. At the end of the day, focus on your community, focus on your family, focus on your friends, and focus on the people that you could help. Focus on the organizations that you see are making a change in Haiti. Don't focus on all the negativity. Don't be swayed by some of the things that are going on. I know you're going through a lot. I know sometimes you may find yourself in a situation and you wonder, how did you get here? How did you find yourself in this predicament? And it may be something that's outside of your control or something that was outside of your doing. But that is just another way to test your resilience. We are resilient people. We are the first people to gain our independence, which means that what's in you is stronger than what's in any force that tries to oppose you. So keep that in the front of your mind and the back of your mind, and, you know, Godspeed.
Yes. Well said.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm sure that whoever is listening, they would appreciate it. It's good words, good advice. Yeah. It's terrible. It's painful.
Yeah.
And it is very sad to see what's going on. I was watching a video the other day where the Dominican was beating the crap out of 2 guys, and they tied the 2 of them together and then had plantains on their back.
Wow.
Okay, and they tied the plantain around them, and then they're beating the crap out of them. I mean, I was watching this, tears fell out of my eyes. I don't think any human being should go through what I see the Haitians are going through.
Yeah.
And it's what's so sad about it, there's no government to defend them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could do something about it. I wish I could go there and then remove everybody there so those people can live in peace. They deserve to live in peace.
And that's the thing. I think we need to remember that we are all one nation, you know, and I'm talking about the Haitian people and the Dominican people. We are on one island. We occupy one island. And for whatever reason, we have become separated, we have become divided, and we have become bitter with each other. And that needs to stop, because at the end of the day, we are one people. No matter how much you want to deny it, no matter how much you want to try to create the separation and divide over whatever differences that may have existed 100 years ago, 50 years ago, 25 years ago, even today, all of it is senseless. All of it is senseless. There's no justification for human indecency. There's no justification for treating thy neighbor on which you wouldn't want to be treated yourself. Find reasons and justifications for unity for once. Find reasons to love one another. Find reasons to look at this person and say, we occupy the same space, we occupy the same air, we occupy the same piece of land, and there's more reasons as to which we should be together than apart.
Wow, thank you. Unfortunately, it's time to go. Yes, I think I took extra minutes, so Maestro, sorry. Anyway, guys, it was a pleasure to be here with Steven's Cadet, an athlete, entrepreneur, and good advice to the Haitian people. And again, thank you. I appreciate you being here in the studio. And may God continue to bless you. And may God bless everything you touch.
Thank you.
That's my blessing to you.
Thank you.
Okay, so merci d'être que nous t'ai resté jusqu'à la dernière minute pour nous te garder That's Norma's TV show. Même le li fait en anglais, monsieur que nous comprenons something in there, okay? Parce que c'est anglais li parler, nous obligés de faire en anglais, and I'm sure that there are English-speaking viewers who are watching the show. So I know we all Haitian lives in New York, in the United States, we speak English, even if it's a little bit. Okay, so see you next week, next Saturday. Bye-bye.
That's Norma's TV show with Norma Mulbranch, where facts of life are exposed. Debates include politics, education, mental health, religion, and social. That's Norma's TV show.